Right, so I want to talk to you about TVA. Now your TVA is your transverse abdominis muscle. This muscle is the deepest layer of muscle in your abdominal area. And it is really, really important when you've just had a baby to reconnect with this muscle. What happens to this muscle when you've had a baby is that it stretches and lengthens, and what a lot of people don't realise is that it's even there, and tend to just work on the six-pack muscles at the front here that run down here. And they don't work on those deep layers of muscle that, if remain stretched and lengthened, will continue to sort of push the tummy out and not support your back. So if you are struggling to lose your baby belly, or you're struggling with back pain, it could be because your TVA muscle is still weakened from pregnancy. So this muscle, unlike your rectus abdominis that runs down here, it runs from the spine all the way around the front of the tummy, and what it does is acts like a corset to your tummy. So it pulls everything in, holds it and flattens it, and holds all your organs in place and protects your back. And it's probably the most important muscle of your abdominals because it supports your whole core and every move that you make. So it's really important to try and reconnect with it when you've just had a baby. And when we talk about, or if you hear people talking about engaging your core, sucking in when you're doing your tummy exercises, this is what it is. It's activating that core muscle deep down below your rectus abdominis that's important, that you should be doing in every exercise. Right, so I'm going to show you how to reconnect with that and how you can test if you're doing it right, and some exercises that you can do that really focus on the TVA as well. So if you do feel like that maybe you haven't focused on that, or you didn't even know about it, there's some exercises that you can do. Right, so we're going to start off lying on the floor. Now you don't particularly have to lie on the floor to do this, but I'm going to show you that today. Okay, so back in neutral spine. So neutral spine is not arched up here, so not this sort of natural lordosis that you may have after pregnancy, so we don't want that arch there. We don't want to be pushing right into the floor either, it's just sort of a little bit in between. You might just have a very slight gap underneath. Okay, so feet flat on the floor, shoulders down and relaxed on the floor. Now, to activate the TVA, we're going to take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, I want you to pull your navel in towards your spine, so belly button in towards your spine, at the same time as squeezing your pelvic floor. Now we're not just going to squeeze the pelvic floor, I also want you to try and lift it. So imagine there's a lift inside your pelvic floor down here, and we're going to lift it up. So we're squeezing, then lifting at the same time as pulling your tummy in. It's quite a lot to think about. So let's try again. So we're going to inhale, let everything relax. As you exhale, suck in, so pull the navel into the spine, squeeze the pelvic floor, lift the pelvic floor. And what you should feel is a tension low down in your abdominals. Now we don't want to lift the hips and squeeze in like this. It's just a very, very slight movement here. And if you watch in the mirror, nothing else would really move. You'd just see a very slight little tension down here. So let's try it again. So inhale, exhale. Squeeze the navel in towards the spine, squeeze the pelvic floor and lift. Hold it for a few seconds and then let go. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how you can check to see if you're doing it right. So we're just going to find your hip bones and then just walk your fingers just very slightly inwards and very slightly down and just press here. Now what you'll find is that feels a little bit squidgy and quite soft. Now, if you are activating your TVA, you will feel that muscle tense up when you do your breath and squeeze in. So let's give it a go. So feel it nice and squidgy. Make sure you understand how it feels when it's not activated. Okay, now let's take that breath in. As you breathe out, pull the navel in towards the spine, squeeze the pelvic floor, lift up, and you should feel this tense up. Now it's not easy to do after you've just had a baby because you do lose that connection slightly, so you might need to have a little bit of a practice with that. And as I said, you should just feel it tense up very slightly and go harder. And that's what you want it to feel like when you're doing your tummy exercises, but continue to breathe. Okay, so another way you might want to try this is by coughing. Now if you cough, your tummy naturally engages. Your TVA naturally engages to stop your organs moving really when you cough. So if that's if you do that and you get that feeling, that's how it should feel when you activate it. And another way is, imagine you're going to be punched in the tummy and you're bracing for impact. So if you're going to imagine something's coming towards your tummy and you sort of tense up so that it doesn't hurt so much, that's again your TVA activating. So if that helps you to understand how it should feel, then you can use those ways as well. So just keep practicing that and trying to inhale and exhale with tightening the tummy, and see if you can reconnect with your TVA. Now, once you do feel like you are doing that, you should try and do that in every exercise. So engaging your TVA in all the tummy exercises that you do. And what you'll find then is that your tummy starts to train inwards instead of pushing outwards. And you'll find that you get much better results, and also probably a lot less back pain as well. Now, you might have seen the tummy muscle separation video. They also work the TVA, and they're great for brand new mums as well, because they don't put much pressure on you at all. And what they do again is they're working on strengthening that corset muscle to help pull in the external muscles. And so they're really great to do. But also watch the TVA workout. Once you can engage the muscle and you can connect with it, try the TVA workout as well, because that will really work on that deep muscle and help to strengthen it up. All right, any questions, contact me anytime.